And ballbound. Donate $6. You ballbound. And they say tome and book. Finally, back into Warhammer with our boy, Nagash. What a cutie. Not even in the top 10 at least kissable faces in Warhammer, but that's cheating. Because Nurgle and his boys probably take up the top 30 easily. Feels good to say, chump me up again.
It does feel good. It feels good to hear chump me up.
Chump me up.
Can't wait to be chumping.
And
who is the most kissable Warhammer person? Or least kissable? Your choice, I suppose.
I guess like a great unclean one's a pretty
gross. But like Cetra's got like a mouthful of fucking beetles. And he's very dry.
That's true, but at least you're not going to get like the mega herpes from him.
Yeah, that's true.
You might get a beetle in the mouth, which is still bad on the spectrum. You know, you'd rather be kissing like, you know, Sigvald or like a Lariel the Everqueen or someone, you know, like a pretty person.
Yeah, a clean person.
And also very clean. Whereas, yeah, like a stinky stinkmonger.
Yeah.
Not so.
That is the scale, isn't it? It's like the clean and stinky scale.
Yeah.
Right. So, here's our boy. Nagash, Lord of the Undead. You see him in there? He's this guy.
I love it.
Isn't he brilliant?
He's great.
He's got the dumb hat. He's got the big shoulder pads. He's ready to rock.
They've kind of like actually reimagined him pretty well. That it's still the same goofy outfit, but doesn't look too dumb. It kind of actually holds up.
It's basically the paint job.
Yeah.
Silly, right? Now Arkhan the Black, he's like Nagash's like right-hand man.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I've always imagined him as like a bit of a Starscream.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Just a bit of a wacky liability who's going to betray you at some point.
Yeah, I feel like the moment shit starts looking bad, Arkhan's out of there. He's jumping ship. He's looking out for number one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because he's always had like a bit of like he's like a real like kind of stooge. He's trying to copy Nagash. Like he's going to jump ship immediately when stuff ain't going so well.
Yeah, I think he's like just following him out of like abject fear. And the moment something scarier than Nagash turns up, he's like,
then he's done.
I'm done so.
What a handsome lad.
Oh, look at that boy.
What a great fella.
He's not as big as I assumed he'd be.
No, he's actually pretty reasonably sized.
Yeah, he hasn't put his big skelly lifts on yet.
And we've got a white, looking real pretty.
Nice.
Here are these, my bone golems.
Oh, some of them have got two heads. They're like the Ossiarch Bone Reaper guys, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got 3 heads.
Ooh, one's an orc head, one's like a beastman head.
And one's like a human. These are actually really cool.
Yeah, they just cobbled together whatever he could find.
Oh, it's got some bird heads. Oh, I like these guys a lot. Wait, nice.
Thank you for the tip, Numi, but we actually already are using better camera mod.
There's the Tomb Guard, looking real nice, very pretty, and
I want to see the catbots.
my bone.
Oh, and the scythe guys too.
These like ace. These are really cool models.
Not bad for a modding team. They're very cool. So once we conquer the Black Pyramid of Nagash, we get like more stuff unlocked for our faction.
Pyramid powers.
Pyramid powers, and it's like over here somewhere.
By the power or pyramids. Wow, yeah. Why are we over here?
This is where Nagash lives.
Oh, okay, sure.
His house is named after him. Just, lore accurate.
That makes sense. Why do we build our Black Pyramid so far away?
Well, we built it. We used to be king of Khemri, and we took over all of Khemri, and we built the Black Pyramid and made everyone worship us. And then we got beaten up and kicked out of Khemri and had to go hide in the mountains. So we've got to get revenge. I guess we are doing a bit of a pyramid scheme, aren't we? Because we're going to recruit the Mortarks.
A scheme? You want schemes?
Welcome to my Black Pyramid scheme.
Okay.
I'm at the top, then I've got the Mortarks, then the rest is your problem.
And yeah, everyone slowly worships up. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that. Half-Blood. Donate $6. Thank you, Half-Blood. And they say, Tearman Bon. Nothing Warhammery happening for me this week, but I always love your streams. I saw an interesting video by Auspex Tactics. If you were to remove a faction from 40k, what would it be? I hope you have a lovely stram.
Well, my gut instinct on questions like that is to just be like, I wouldn't remove anything because everyone's someone's favourite, and it doesn't bother me if, even if I don't like them, they can exist and someone else can enjoy them. But for the sake of discussion...
Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights is what I'd remove.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would leave the models, and I'd let you still be able to bolt them on as an attachment to the armies. I'm not saying get rid of them entirely.
Right, but just make them as an ally rather than their own army.
Yeah, I think they are too... They make the game too asymmetrical, and
you can't balance it.
Either your opponent has too much anti-tank, and you get destroyed, or not enough anti-tank,
and you destroy them.
They just don't kill them.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to win or lose, because there's still points and tactics. But part of why you're pushing these toy soldiers around is because you want to imagine your boys pew pew blasting and blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
And if you're just playing a game and you never get to actually kill anything, I think it's a bit of a feels bad.
It's they can lead to potentially very unsatisfying games.
And so Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights would be my red hot choice.
I'd absolutely agree with that. That's good logic. Also, it's kind of the wrong scale for that.
Yeah. Like, when you go up to bigger points values, or if you're playing 2,000 points, suddenly having a Chaos Knight in one of your evil armies, having an Imperial Knight joining up with your Space Marines or with your Guard, very cool. I'm all for that. Like, I don't mind there being super heavy tanks or like a Lord of Battles or any of that shit.
If you're playing a big game and you have one cool big model, that makes sense. But
super fun.
Yeah, it'd be like trying to take an all-flyer army or something like that.
Yeah, like the game isn't super designed for it. Yeah, that's my choice. I think all the other factions have a place. I think they're kind of different enough. I generally think, actually, you could probably fucking trim down a lot of the spin-off Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines. I don't need a fucking million faction books of those. Just write one solid, good set of rules.
Yeah, and then paint them whatever color you like.
Paint them whatever color you want. I don't think they need to be that different.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Blade Guard veterans that different to fucking Storm Eternals or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
It's a big Space Marine who's good in melee with a sword. They're the same fucking models. Oh, but mine, they actually do more of a battle shock, whereas mine, they don't suffer from a battle shock.
That's why I like them doing those new formations for Space Marines.
Way more fun.
So now you don't have to be like, well, Space Wolves get this and White Scars get this. You can just be like, here's 7 broadly themed upgrades you can pick.
Yeah.
Do whatever you like with them.
Yeah.
That's way better than the minutia that you used to have before.
And I don't think it really adds. They sell, though. Oh, no, I could see why they would make all of these stuff. And I think as, time's gone by, Space Marines is Games Workshop's IP. It's the most popular thing they make.
Yeah.
And so going more in-depth into it and, fleshing that out and giving Space Marine players more about their Space Marines.
Yeah, I can see. Don't blame them for doing it.
Oh, 100%. It makes total sense.
Yeah.
I think if I was more obsessed with Space Marines, I'd be really hot for them. If they were to bring out, a dedicated Speed Freaks Orcs army book, oh, man, I love Speed Freaks. Great, I got a book with all just dedicated to them. This sounds amazing. I don't think I'd turn that down at all. But, are they ever going to do, High Fleet Leviathan dedicated book? Can you tell me much information about that?
Yeah.